Welcome to a track by track games, Brrraains A Head-Banging Life here, and we're going back to a new metal classic. I use the term classic in that way because it is a new metal classic in the sense of how much it sold, how popular it was, and all of that stuff. But I use that term as well because I'm not a fan. We're talking about Disturbed's debut album, The Sickness, released on March 7th, 2000. Huge selling album. Yep. Hugely popular album. I was almost said influential, but no, absolutely not. It's a hugely popular album. And obviously Disturbed are still going probably stronger nowadays than ever before. They survived the death of new metal by effectively adapting and changing their sound. And we're going to go back to this. You know, when I think of The Sickness, I lump it in alongside Papa Roach's Infest, Linkin Park's what's the debut album called? Linkin Park. Hybrid Theory, Limp Bizkit's Chocolate Starfish. I lump it all in exactly in that same System of a Down's Toxicity, Slipknot's self-titled. All of that, and this gets lumped in the same. Even though it's of all those ones I've mentioned, this would I rather listen to Papa Roach's Infest because I fucking hate that album. But this, so for clarity, I grew up with this album. Absolutely, and I don't know, I sort of got a reputation in our circles as being a big Disturbed fan for some reason. And I never quite understood that, and it was because I used to say I liked songs of theirs off this album. I did, as a teenager, like early teenager and stuff like that. I really liked certain songs off this album, not the album as a whole. But as you do, your taste evolves and so on, and going back to this, and it's the first time I've given this album a listen in a while.
This is the first time I listened to it full stop.
All the way through?
Yeah.
We've heard the songs before.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
the
and
obvious ones.
they was always like, they was always like my cue to go, right, I want to go get if I listen to them, no, turn it off or go get a drink. If I was in that club listening to this, it'd be like, I never liked Disturbed. His voice irritated me. I didn't like his voice. It was like, oh, it's so heavy. It's like, no. Out of all new metal bands, I think these are my least favourite.
All of them?
Yeah. Yeah,
Spineshank, they suck.
I did a few good songs.
Oh, see, there you go.
Like any of this, so yeah.
All right. So we're going to go through the album as we always do. It's a 12-tracker. Some we're going to be glossing over. Some get a little bit more thing, and very much the first half of this album has the big hitters.
Yeah.
The big hitters for the band.
Top heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. And it starts with Voices. Now this is the song like when I think of Disturbed, like in the past. This is the song because I can picture the video. Yeah. He was like an office worker. No, he wasn't an office worker. There was an office worker who was listening to them on the headphones, and like.
Oh God,
I vaguely remember it, but I remember really loving this song during my new metal years. But I tell you what, it is not aged well. It is not aged well at all. The main riff, it's bland. The effects, something I didn't really ever pick up on as.
They love them, didn't they?
It's weird. I just think my taste has become a bit more refined. It's not like a posh look at me. It's not about that. I mean, in the sense that I'm pick up on stuff this time round that I never picked up as a 15, 16-year-old.
Yeah, now it's just jarring in your ear. Like, what is that random noise? They do it. It's peppers the whole album.
All the way through, absolutely. Yeah. Like, most random, pointless, doesn't add anything. And obviously, his vocals, I found them very annoying. The best I can say, though, I can understand why this was popular, because the chorus is catchy. Yeah. And it's very easy to like. If you're, like, fresh into metal, this is a...
Gateway drug.
It's a gateway song, absolutely, which explains probably why I was like, this is wicked back in the day, you know? Are you breathing now? Do the wicked see you still breathing? You're making me grow. Are you breathing now? Do the wicked see you still breathing?
That didn't work on me.
It's so fucking funny though. It goes from that to The Game, and honestly, the fuck is this? I remember never liking it back then, and I like it even less now. We talked about those effects.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
There's no kind of like limitation on what they do with it. It's just like, get excited, get in the studio. Just put them everywhere.
One of the biggest takeaways from this album overall for me was how overall bland and uninspired a lot of the metal riffs are, a lot of the heaviness, and a lot of the choruses. And this is, to me, is a great example. If you wanted to go to someone, look, this is why Disturbed are bland as fuck. This would be the song. Yeah. This would be a one. Then we get one of the big hitters. It's Stupefy. Yeah. The bit of the rap The rap at the start is just, it's awful. It's awful.
Yeah, when you want another disturbing creation from the mind of one sick man who can't tell the difference and gets stupefied.
But I completely get why this is a popular track.
Yeah, because I've still got the chorus, like, as much as I didn't like the album, that little stupefied, like, it's in your head.
Yeah, you can sing it. You know the fucking words of the chorus.
I can see the baggy trousers now.
But listening back to it, that wow, the noise that he does at the end of certain vocal lines, it's not that it's bad. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It sounds so stupid. And yes, a lot of what he did in this album, he was criticised or laughed at for it.
Yeah.
And I always kind of liked it back in it. Now listening back to it, I'm like, Jesus, that is awful. That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
We'll get into a really embarrassing part later on. But it's catchy. And as you said, it's weirdly, it sticks in your head.
Yeah.
And it's probably more one that you'd likely hear in a club. Steve Weiss, you know what I mean?
Same as Down with next one, Down with a Sickness was, oh, God.
Here's the thing. It probably is the best track in the album.
Yeah.
Probably is the best track in the album, provided you can get past David Draymond's stupid noises.
Oh.
However, in this, I like when he adds the extra sting to his vocals. A little bit of grr to him, a little bit more oomph to him.
Yeah.
And it's hell of a... Well, it was an anthem back in the day.
I do like his voice. When he's like... David Jones'
He can
voice.
sing...
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get this right off the bat
he
now.
can sing.
David... I was about to say David Seaman. Fucking hell. Yeah, the goalkeeper.
That'd be really funny.
That would be great. David Draymond can sing.
Yeah.
There is no doubt
yeah.
on that. Modern Disturbed is a refined product. While it's not for me, I like the Modern Disturbed more than I do past Disturbed.
Yeah.
David Draymond can sing. There's no question of that. So, and we get a lot of singing in this, but when he's trying to be all, it's just often feels forced.
Yeah, it's like, guys, we need this. Like, a Suit sat down with him and said, we need this kind of album. We need, it's got new metal, so you've got this, and this.
You've got to have we need 2 or 3 tracks that will get on the radio.
Yep.
And then earlier on in this video, we talked about a embarrassing moment. This is it. Now, I'm telling you right now, I work with about 100 people overall. And I'm one of 2 people that like metal as far as I know. And I know more actually. I am one of 2 people who like metal in that area.
Yeah.
And I always think, Matt, somebody's like, oh, someone will hear what I'm playing and be like, and they're making stupid comments and stuff like that and all that. And someone was like, man, if I could just get like 5 minutes to play little bit snippets of this band here and now, I'd totally convert them. I would never. This is the wrestling of things where you don't really, when you're a big wrestling fan, you don't want to ever really admit it because everybody looks down at you. This is the kind of, this bit at the end of Down with the Sickness is that shit that if it came on and shuffle by accident, I would skip out of embarrassment. And we are talking about the I don't know what it is, the screaming, oh mommy, don't touch me, oh mommy, fuck you, all this at the end of it, and it is cringe-worthy shit. Don't get me wrong, it's so new metal.
Oh God, yeah.
But
they'll jump to Jonathan Davis agony on the record train, didn't they?
It's like I had it on my headphones. I was sitting on a tube train on my way into work while doing the notes for this album, and it came on, and I was just like,
"No,
what are you doing?" It's just. It's supposed to sound like someone who's being abused and getting revenge on his mother. You know, you stupid fucking. It's just like it's so unnecessary.
Yeah, just leave it as what it was, like as a song like that, where you've got at the end. Because that's what kind of happened. That there's a few new better bands that kind of did that kind of.
Yeah, it's not even just that it's bad. It's fucking embarrassing. Really, I'd be so. Oh God.
Don't do it again. Don't do it again. I'll be a good boy. I'll be a good boy. I promise. No, mommy, don't hit me. I never hit me like that, mommy. Don't do it. You're hurting me. I am to be such a bitch. Why don't you? Why did you fuck up and die? Why can't you just fuck up and die? Why can't you just leave me and die? Never stick your hand in my face again, bitch. Fuck you. I don't need this shit. You stupid sadistic abusive fucking whore. But you like to see how it feels, mommy. Here it comes, get ready to die.
Yeah. So, but overall, like ignoring that, it probably is the best track in the album purely for the positives it has got going for it. You know. It all starts to get really bad now, though. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's really like Blandsville, isn't it?
It really is.
Out of the hits woods, and then just
Yeah, there's a couple like with few more to say, a bit more to say as go on, but like Violence Fetish, nothing special. Although it's got some like guitar squeals that I thought added a little extra depth to it.
Yeah, a bit different for them guys, wasn't it?
Then we have Fear, and this is one where I'm like, and I wrote like this after listening to Fear, and it was I couldn't remember basically from the title I was like I couldn't remember hearing it. Then when I heard it, I was like, oh, it's recognisable.
Yeah.
This is one of those that we were saying earlier on, where it's like. They were like, okay, we need 3 or 4 tracks, 2 or 3 tracks that we can play on the radio. We weren't going to be able to play Down With The Sickness because of the ending.
Yeah.
So we'd have Voices, we'd have Stupefy, we'd have Fear.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure Fear was one of the singles released of it, but if it was, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very much that.
American radio.
Not a bad song, though. Not like bad in comparison to some of the others.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we get Numb, and can you believe it? A new metal track... But a new metal band with a track called Numb that is slow and moody with a harsher chorus.
Yeah. One track names as well.
Yeah.
It's so bleak. It's just one track. It's one name track.
Just like, oh, of course it is. And the thing is, it's not that it's objectively bad. It's just so fucking boring, which is worse for me.
I think it's even worse because I'd never listened to this album when it first came out, and I've never liked Disturbed at all. So like this was like a real slog for me.
It was a mass. Thing is, I normally don't mind doing these. I kind of like going back to, but I really struggle with this one. Particularly when you get to things like Want, which to me was the worst song on the album.
Yeah.
It was pointless, like offered nothing, tepid shit. Conflict. What stops this being the worst track in the album is the extra touch of bass in the background here.
Yeah.
But beyond that, bland and boring again.
Yeah. That stands out.
Then we get to the cover song. Now, Disturbed love doing cover songs, but ignoring The Sound of Silence, which I don't like because I don't like the actual track, but I respect that Disturbed do a good cover of it.
Yeah, and it showcases his voice.
Disturbed have done some bad covers.
Yeah.
From 10,000 Fists to this one.
Yeah.
Shout 2000, which is a cover of the Tears for Fears Shout. I think it's just called Shout, the Tears for Fears songs.
Yeah.
Or might be called,
I think it's just called Shout.
But they call it Shout 2000. Get it? Because it's the year 2000 and they were updating it. Bunch of wankers. I don't like Tears for Fears, but man, give me that,
for that
electronica version over this wank.
Shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you, so come on.
And when you watch the video, it had more impact, like that version of Shout, the original version. And this is just like...
Just listen to Dream and go, shout.
It's a random one as well, like in 2000, like just randomly covering like an 80s song from Tears for Fears. It's like, no.
I don't like it at all. And then we wrap up with Dropping Plates.
On your ass.
Dropping Plates, my God. It's got rap at the start, and it made me mad when I heard it. I hate this song. Hated it. Was he a waiter and he just talked about getting his revenge by dropping plates on people? It's just so weird. Like, it's not like an expression like a gang expression. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't. I don't.
Dropping the truth or mic drop. You know, there's no. Why are you talking about dropping plates?
Who fucking knows? And then they wrap it up, this awful album, with Meaning of Life. And again, it's the same old bland effects. It's a shitty way to end the album. And I genuinely was so glad it was over.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, thank fuck. And I'm not normally this bad with this stuff.
Yeah.
This is an album. I'm amazed at any part. I mean, I can always look back at my taste from when I was a teenager and go, well, there's a reason why you like that. But often I still appreciate it. Like, if I go back and listen to Linkin Park Hybrid Theory,
oh yeah,
I won't love it the way I did,
No.
but I know for sure when we cover it in these track by tracks, I'm going to be like, yeah, that was good, that was good. And when I think of, when we talk about Numbness, I started thinking of Linkin Park's Numb. Hell of a song.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether or not I would objectively love it, I can recognise it. One Step Closer, all that stuff. This, and the same with like all the other things I named. I mocked Spine Shank, but there were a couple of Spine Shank songs that I probably would enjoy because it's been so long. Static X, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But going back to this, all I thought was, oh my God, it's worse than I remember.
When you look into it, it went 5 times platinum in America. I was like, what?
It was just the craze of new metal. They did things right. I mean, let's be honest, they sold this on Stupefied, Down With The Sickness, and Voices and stuff like that. You know, they got some great coverage on TV with Voices, the video for that, and I think Stupefied. Then was Down With The Sickness or Stupefied the song that was used in the Dawn of the Dead remake? It was one of the two. It might have been Down With The Sickness, but a sort of
Yeah.
slower down version, not the someone covering it. Like I don't know if it was Johnny Cash. I don't think it was, but it sounded like someone like that.
Oh, okay, so they got like a country cover. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I remember that specifically. Yeah, so like they got good traction off this album, and it certainly helped. But yeah, whoa.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're sitting there kind of going, like, rarely do we sit here and bash an album like this when we do these track by tracks. But fuck me, this was a real struggle. Nothing good to say about it, and whoa, it'll be a while before we cover Disturb the News, thankfully, because this was the impactful album. I never really listened to anything off of this.
No, that's my extent of my limit of knowing these songs and the covers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've got a defence for a lot of this stuff or you think we're wrong, let us know in the comments. That's Disturbed's Down with the Sickness. Thank you for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button.